All right, all right, all right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious.
Yeah, it
We
is.
play our brand of basketball. There's no telling where this team can go.
Life for something, and then when it's right in front of you, it's almost hard to believe. I'm ready. Now it's time for me to show everybody I belong.
Right in front of you.
And do my best to represent Harlem.
I'm ready. Now it's time for me to show everybody else.
I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss. Then we came here to ball. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss.
This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. Here, matched up against Cleveland, is how they'll kick off the new season. They could only manage a single win in 4 tries against these guys last year.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, you know, with 2 teams in the upper...
And a moment happening right now, folks, and the fulfillment of a lifelong dream, a special individual taking to the hardwood as we'll get to watch the first official NBA appearance from Freak.
You know, and what a huge moment this is for him. I mean, your whole life has been spent leading up to this, and finally he's going to get to take the court in the NBA. I mean, his mind has to be racing like a million miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, there are all different kinds of pressure situations. This is about as nerve-wracking as it gets. But even so, I don't think it takes away from how much he enjoys it.
And it's Williams at the 1 spot. And it's Freak missing.
Game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Butler dishes to Gasol. Gasol missing again. So many people overlook Pau Gasol prior to last season, seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game, and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after.
A nice shot by LeBron. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Brooks, the pass to Mirotic. Kicks it to Butler. Brooks right side. Mirotic dishes to Butler. Just 5 on the clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. That's good.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
The Cavaliers leading by 12. LeBron with it. Butler covering. Shumpert against Gasol. Williams with a clean look from outside off the mark.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
He was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Thompson, a screen on Brooks. Williams passes to Freak. Can't capitalize on the good. Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I can be. But this is an exciting first step, no doubt.
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective from most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like his approach to the game. What remains to be seen, though, is will that translate to consistent production on the court.
And that concludes the first half. Cavaliers lead by 6. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. We're being unselfish with the ball, and it's working. All the scoring opportunities have been coming because of the passing on that end of the floor, and I want to see that continue. Ball security was probably our high point. Let's continue to keep a tight handle on the ball and not try to thread too many needles with our passes. And just to talk about what we want for the pace of the game, I'd say nice and steady suits us just fine. It doesn't have to be a track meet. We expected this to be a battle, and it has been. From here on out, it's a battle we're going to win. Get a hand in, fellas.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
What a great game for Love in this one. 15 points, and he's drained 3 3-point bombs so far.
Don't stop. Don't hesitate. Keep firing from out there when the shot's falling like this.
Look now for Cleveland. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov, and Freak subbed in for Kevin Love.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
So on the floor for Cleveland, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. Freak is out there with LeBron James, and it's Varejao in at the center, filling out the middle. For 3, Smith, and it's Chicago with the rebound. Noah's got 8 rebounds in this game. You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
And, Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark was a...
Guys, we have seen them with a lot of good ball movement.
Well, you like the smooth operating they're showing you here. I mean, things are clicking, and more importantly, it makes them tough to defend.
Clark, what you know about Sade? Smooth operating, but I agree with you. I think we're all seeing that right now.
Yes, indeed.
At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Rose and Snell teaming up in the backcourt, and it's Mirotic in at the 3 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And time now to head over to Ernie Johnson for the 2K post.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
We all know, anytime you got LeBron James on the floor, he's going to bring that will to win. He has so many tools in his arsenal he can throw at you. Not
the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and CeeCee, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in the NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now I know all of Harlem's gonna be what?
Live from New York at the home of the Knicks, it's the NBA. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. You take a look at the Cavaliers. A great start of the season for them, playing very well so far.
Yeah, and looking to stay unbeaten against this team. A win here would get them...
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off a good outing against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
And great effort on the boards, and what a move.
Yeah.
That was, Gary. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
6 to shoot. Galloway kicks to a quick. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
James, the pass to Irving. It's deflected.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Wide open look. Here's O'Quinn, and he converts the layup. O'Quinn's got his second bucket tonight.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Irving attacking. Thompson dishes to James. Let's go. The wing jumper off target.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
Here's O'Quinn. Got a hand on it. LeBron against Williams. Williams kicks to Freak. Dishes it to Thompson. On the wing, Irving. Back to James. From past the arc. No good. And some tough time for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested. Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
You know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make
He's checked in for Lopez. Porzingis comes in for Louis Amundsen. Williams, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Lance Thomas in for Aaron Aflalo. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Freak comes in for Kevin Love. LeBron's checked in for Shumpert. And Irving subbed in for Mo Williams. They've got Kevin Seraphin. Williams is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Lance Thomas, and it's Galloway in at the point. That's the 5 for New York right now. That pushes it to double digits. 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today? And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carry and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Porzingis. Galloway kicks to Serafin. Williams passes to Thomas. Back to Williams. 1:19 left in the second quarter. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Serafin. Here's O'Quinn, and it's good. Bump through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA. And Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable player.
Good point. Here's Galloway, right side Williams. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist.
Not sure how he gets that pass off. I thought for sure he was going to pull the trigger.
The screen from Thompson. Here's Smith. Nice. 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
O'Quinn with it. Out defended by Freak. Out of bounds. Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Serafin.
We'll see if they can make some adjustments at halftime to try to get him some easier looks and get him on track.
Now here's Freak. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Cavaliers lead by 11.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
What do you do with that guy? With his handles, he abuses defenders.
And so we wrap up the first half. Cavaliers on top. They're up by 9. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Carmelo, after this first half of play, what do you believe the team needs to focus on from here on out?
Well, just communication and trusting one another. When somebody get beat, the next guy got his back, and we're just trying to get up and down, get going somewhere, somehow. For the most part, we did pretty good. A couple of adjustments on the defensive end. Make some shots, and we'll be fine.
Melo, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
All right, men, we've done a good job in the first half of taking the momentum and being assertive with our style of play. The first thing is that we've done nice work immediately attacking whenever they forced a turnover. That approach has to stay the same in half number 2 because the points are never going to come any simpler than that. One place we've had success was in the low post on offense. Great positioning, good job finding the open passing lanes and getting the ball in tight. The pace of the game, just to bring that up real quick, isn't a huge concern because I think we're suited to play at any speed. But somewhere in the middle of the tempo spectrum would probably be ideal. These guys did not see this coming, but now they know what they're up against, and they're going to come out angry. Get ready to go toe-to-toe with them and cap this thing off.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. You have to like what we're seeing from J.R. Smith.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
For New York, Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And Derek Williams subbed in for Langston Galloway. Cleveland also making some changes. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Verejao. Freak comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Williams in for Smith. On the court for Cleveland, Fulton, he's in at power forward. Irving is out there with Williams. And it's LeBron James. And it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's O'Quinn. A three-pointer off the mark. The Cavaliers leading by 5. It's Williams with the drive, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony.
And let's check out stats for James. Great showing for him last season. 3rd in scoring, 7th in assists. And he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And you only average top 3 in points if you have a particular mindset that you are the guy destined to bring the bacon home for your squad.
There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Good.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off. And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
And that's been their focus, it seems, throughout the game. I like the discipline that they've showed in terms of creating those opportunities on the inside.
And the bucket counts, and his eyes way to the free throw line to try to make it a three-point play.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
A different look for New York. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Anthony. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Kevin Seraphin. And Cleveland also making a change. Smith has checked in. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Galloway, the pass to Aflalo. O'Quinn with it. It's up against Thompson. And again, it's New York. Here's LeBron. He's got 9. Smith dishes to Freak. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. So for the Knicks, Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Amundsen. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis, and Anthony subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. And Cleveland also making a change. Freak checked in for Kevin Love. Robin Lopez out there with Kevin Seraphin. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Galloway in at the point. That's the 5 for New York right now. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And you can tolerate gas like that sometimes. But in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
A different look for New York. Porzingis comes in for Kevin Seraphin. And it's a Aflalo in for Kyle O'Quinn. get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Derek Fisher was just going over the plan with his team. As this game approaches its finale, the outcome's still undecided. He's told them, we're not far, fellas. It's within reach. Seize the moment and walk away with a win. Guys?
It's deflected.
And it's still within reach.
But they have to be really close to perfect from here on out. I mean, they have to get their offense right on target, right on point immediately.
Had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, you would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
And it's tied up with that one.
Incredible composure at the line to tie it up and give them a chance to get it to overtime.
Outside Irving. Oh, off target.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
That will count. Oh, he hits it. How about that shot?
Big time, big time.
Incredible.
I can't believe this. How in the world can you end the game on a shot like that?
Well, I think I've seen it all now, guys, and nothing's going to top that, I don't think.
All right, now. What's up, girl?
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Love. Kenny, what did you like about his game?
How much would every team like to have a big man who's able to do the things that Kevin Love does? He can play close to the bucket. He can spot up from long range, pass, drive the lane, rebound, you name it. I'm glad he didn't hold back tonight. He let it all hang out.
He had a sensational night shooting the ball. Over 60% reminds me of myself. If you're shooting over 60%, you're playing smart. You're being aggressive. And you're creating opportunities. What a spectacular performance.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him. That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game. I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. See, you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him. And it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's He's hot as ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dap, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me and announce my name on the loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, do you have any crickets? I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the sixth man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's Bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's going to affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's going to affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's going to affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. G, Vic, gotta go! Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the U.S. of A., the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You could see even CeeCee, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.